Hey guys, hope everybody out there's having a good day. Welcome back all the regulars, and welcome any new subscribers or new viewers of the channel. Most appreciated having everybody on checking the video out. And today we're going to talk about a subject that a little bit different, because this channel is sort of geared towards like intermediate and advanced techniques, but I want to talk about how to get started bass fishing, because I think there's a lot of people out there. We just assume a lot of people are sort of on the same learning curve, but there's a lot of people out there that are just getting into the sport, just learning about fishing like we all were. We all had to start at some point learning about it. And I want to give you guys some tips and advice about the best way to get started bass fishing, to have some success and to keep your interest in the sport and keep growing in it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and relate to you some of my experiences with that. Real quick before we get started here, just wanted to give everybody a weekly reminder. If you guys are interested in supporting what I'm doing here on the channel, one of the best ways you can do that is to become a member of the channel. And members of the channel get additional videos every week that aren't seen by the public, access to my personal email address for some memberships for your fishing questions. And if you're interested, just go to my YouTube homepage, click on the About section, and then click on Intuitive Memberships. Much appreciated checking that out. Okay guys, let's talk about how to get started bass fishing. Now this has changed. It's like the way to get started bass fishing has changed a lot. Man, I just love this jig. The video this morning, I've been checking this out. Every time I look at it, I said, man, that's a good looking jig. But anyway, bass fishing has really changed a lot from the time I started learning about how to bass fish and the way it is right now. The internet has changed everything. The access to information has it's not even on the same universe. I mean, it's back when I was fishing. If you wanted to learn, how to flip a jig, the only way that you could learn how to flip a jig is to get in the boat with somebody that knew how to flip a jig, or take years and years and years learning it on your own. And literally, you can go on YouTube right now and learn how to flip a jig in 5 minutes. I mean, it's just changed that quick. But that's not all there is to it. So I wanted to give you guys sort of a system about what I would suggest as far as if you want to get into the sport, you want to learn how to bass fish, what to do right off the bat. The first thing that you have to do, in my opinion, is you take advantage, like we were talking about, of the information sources that are out there through YouTube. And one of the best ways that you can do it is there's a lot of really good YouTube channels out there. If you just dedicate to watching one YouTube video a day on bass fishing about anything you want. It doesn't matter what you want to learn about bass fishing, you can just Google it on YouTube, click the search bar, and it'll come up about what it is, and watch a YouTube video or two on it. And that's going to give you a really good intellectual and mental picture about whatever technique that is. And this is something it's almost like going to school. You can do that. Your ability to understand bass behavior and movement, seasonal patterns, lure selections, whatever, is right there at your fingertips. You got to take advantage of that. That's one of the things that's going to allow you to do it quicker than anything. But there's a limitation to that. You can access that book smarts, that book knowledge, and that's what this is, but you still have to have dirt time. And what I mean by dirt time, you have to have time on the water. The next thing you want to do while you're learning all this stuff, while you're absorbing and accessing this information, the number one thing that you have to do is you have to be a proficient caster, and you have to learn how to cast good with a bait casting rod and a spinning rod. This is so key, guys, because I can take somebody that has never caught a fish in their life, and if I spend a week with them teaching them to be a good caster in the backyard, and they don't know anything about bass, they can get in the boat with me and I can tell them, make that cast there, cast over there. And as long as they can make that cast, they're going to catch fish, even if they don't know anything about it. Never underestimate the importance of being a good caster. Casting is an art, it's a skill, because it's not just as simple as casting. You have dozens of different type of casts. You've got overhand cast, sidearm, underhand, roll cast, flip cast, pitch cast. Just skipping. There's just a multitude of casts. But one of the best things you can do is while you're spending some time watching these YouTube videos, Just take like 5 or 10 minutes a day and go to a park, go to the shore of the lake, go in your backyard, whatever, and start practicing with spinning gear and bait casting gear to where you can efficiently make those casts. And the next thing you want to do beyond that, eventually get to the lake, whether it be on the shoreline or whatever, and you can practice your skip cast, you can practice dealing with wind, all that type of stuff with casting. But don't underestimate how important casting it is. Okay, the next thing that's really important to do is try to befriend somebody. Try to find somebody that is a good bass angler and go fishing with them. Now, if you can't find somebody, say you don't know anybody or you don't have any friends that bass fish, one of the best ways you can do to learn about bass fishing starting out is to go as a co-angler on whatever circuit. You can go on the BFLs, whatever. But because going as a co-angler, you're seeing firsthand, with no filter whatsoever, highly skilled anglers, how they work their day, how they run their day, how they execute patterns, what they're looking for, and that type of stuff. It is an unbelievable thing to complement all the stuff you're learning on YouTube and the internet, is to actually be in the boat with a good fisherman. And based upon how talkative somebody is or isn't, take advantage of asking them questions. Most of the time, like in my situation, if I have a co-angler that is not, if I have a co-angler that is not trying to, fish my water and outfish me, I'll do anything that I can when I get off the water to help that angler. I mean, I'll just answer whatever questions they have, anything that I can do to help out. So that's a big deal with that. So, absorb as much info as you can, become a good caster, get fishing with some guys that know what they're doing. And the next thing that you have to do is you have got to spend time on the water by yourself. And by spending time on the water by yourself, this gives you a chance to develop your own style. And one of the things about learning how to bass fish, it's like anything else. If you're a golfer or if you bowl or whatever, everybody has their own style that you have got to let unfold for yourself. And by fishing alone, that allows you to get that style, whatever it is. And everybody has different interests. Some people, prefer certain techniques. Some people are versatile, depending upon what part of the country that you're in. But the time that you spend on the water and seeing everything unfold before your eyes, and then trying stuff and seeing if it works and seeing what doesn't work, that's the thing that will really accelerate your learning curve there. So anyway, guys, that's my advice getting started out. There's a lot more to it, but that's the basic things. Like I said, become a sponge on YouTube for as much information as you can. Learn to become a really good caster. Try to get in the boat with guys that know what they're doing fishing, and just, absorb that information. As long as you have the passion and the desire, there's no limitations to how good that you can get in the sport. So hope that helped you guys out that are just getting started in the sport. Much appreciated, and we'll talk to y'all later.